Second date update.
Today's second date update is brought to you by the letter J.
Okay.
My name starts with J.
J is for jazzy fingers.
Uh-huh.
J is also for jalapeno.
Oh.
And J is also the name of the guy who wants a second date update today.
All right.
So congratulations on being the letter of the day, Jay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is that how you spell it?
Do you also love the number 3? Because that is our second sponsor.
Wow, it's such an honor.
I know.
Well, tell us about the girl you want us to call today, Jay.
I want you to call Elizabeth.
Elizabeth, okay?
Yeah, but it's kind of a funny story how we met, too. I actually met her while I was at my swim lesson. I take adult swim classes.
Okay, usually when people say it's a funny story, it's not, but that's kind of a funny story. I'm not making fun of you, Jay. I think it's great that you're learning to swim.
Thank you.
Yes.
I never learned, I know a lot of people take lessons when they're kids, and it's just one of those things that my folks never hooked me up with. And I'm like, well, what if I'm on a boat someday,
Mm-hmm.
Dude, it's
Totally.
fine. I don't know how to swim either.
Maybe you should take lessons and meet the
Dude.
love of your life, like Elizabeth.
There you go.
What was Elizabeth's role in the swim lessons?
I saw her while I was taking my lesson, and she was there with what looked like a son of hers, a small child, and she was really cute, really pretty.
I don't know why it's a weird way to say it.
It sounded weird.
Yeah.
All right.
What looked to be a small child.
Let me get to it. She was really cute, and I started talking to her. And as she was there with her son, I was just kind of joking around that his crawl stroke was better than mine. And that got a good laugh, kind of broke the ice a little bit.
Yeah, it's funny because it's true.
I mean, but that's a risky move, though, because if someone has a son, usually the first assumption is they're also married. And people take rings off to go swimming all the time.
Right. But fortunately, after I made that joke, she clarified that it was actually her nephew. So in my mind, I was like, oh, cool. No kid, she's not taken, no ring. I was like, I think I'm in the clear here.
Yeah, she's dropping a little hint towards you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You guys are meeting in your bathing suits already, so you know what's on the table. I mean, that's a good start to any relationship.
I got nothing to hide. And then in that moment, too, I made another joke. I was like, oh, that's really good that I didn't have to lend the kid my water wing.
Oh, man, you are coming with the jokes.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
you got to watch it. You can't do too many. You're going to joke your way out of a date here. You might need to give me mouth to mouth after this.
Oh, God. Okay. When did you ask her out? How'd you do it?
We got talking a little more after that, and the conversation went so well, I stopped self-deprecating my swimming ability so much, and we set a date for a few days after that. We went to a really nice upscale bar.
Dude, that's really cool. I mean, you met someone in real life, and they actually showed up to a date.
This doesn't happen.
I know. That is a miracle in and of itself.
Bar set very low for us, obviously. So how did the date go?
It was fantastic. We started talking about everything, our jobs, our families a little bit. I mentioned that I also I take a karate class, too, because that was another one of those classes.
Are you sure you're not an 8-year-old boy?
Did you have a gymboree lesson after this?
No. I just, there were things I always wanted to do when I was younger that I didn't have a chance to, but now I've got a little more independence. And, I'm a grown man. I can do whatever I want.
Okay, I like it.
Yeah, right?
But no, honestly, that's sexy, right? Like, you're doing something that you have always wanted to do and actually, seeing it through.
Pursue it.
Yeah.
That's a great way to look at it, Brooke.
And then after dinner, we took a little walk around the park. And when we were there, I saw this huge group of pigeons, and it was just a majestic sight. And we both had a couple
Pigeons? Did you just describe pigeons as majestic?
He's a child.
It's
He really
fine.
is.
Absolutely. When you see hundreds of birds, they just look so cool, all huddled up there along the park, kind of looking for food. But we both had leftovers, so I was like, trust me here. And I put the food down on the bench, and all the pigeons just start swarming over to the bench.
Oh my God, that sounds like my nightmare. I don't like birds very much. I mean, I like them from afar, but being swarmed by birds is sounds terrible.
Sounds like a lot of poop.
Did she like that?
We were a safe distance away, so just kind of a really cool sight to see,
Okay.
And I actually looked over at her, and I couldn't quite tell if she thought it was as cool of a sight as I did.
Uh-huh.
Maybe she was mad that I gave the leftovers away.
Give me your food.
So you think the mood switched when the pigeons got fed?
I mean, it was good food, so.
And that's why the pigeons loved it so much, clearly.
End of the night, though, we hugged. I gave her a kiss on the cheek, and that was it. You know, I tried to call her the next day for a date. I didn't hear anything back. I did see her at the pool again, but I didn't get to talk to her because I think she might have saw me and run away really fast with her nephew. So I just don't know what's going on. You know, other than like that last moment, I thought it was a really good night, and I'm really hoping I can get another second date going, you know?
You think she labeled you as the weird pigeon guy that she went out with?
I mean, I've been called way worse than that, so I hope not, but it's all right with me.
All right. Well, we're going to play a song, come back, and we'll try and get you a second date update. Hopefully it goes better than your swim lessons did. All right, Jay?
Awesome. Thank you. I'm drowning over here.
All right. Hold on.
Second date update.
All right. We're going to try and make the second date update go quick because I know our listener Jay has his nap time, and we don't want him to be cranky before soccer practice.
Oh, man, maybe we should give him some orange slices. You know?
I'm just messing around. Jay met a girl named Elizabeth while taking his adult swim lessons because he never got the chance to learn when he was growing up. And he took her out to an upscale bar. Then they walked around a park where they fed their leftovers to a majestic flock of city pigeons.
Okay, well, he fed the leftovers to the pigeons. She just stood in horror.
That's true. But he had a great time doing it. He did notice Elizabeth seemed a little unamused by all the pigeon feeding. So he hasn't been able to reach her ever since then. Jay, you ready to do this?
I am ready, and thank you so much for helping me out with this. You know, I really enjoyed that date with her, and I really hope I didn't mess things up, you know?
Okay, so if it turns out it was the pigeon issue, like you're cool going out with a girl who maybe isn't as fun as you in the bird world.
I will take the woman over the pigeon.
All right, just double check in.
once.
You never know.
It's a bold move, Jay.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're going to give her a call and attempt to get your second date update, all right?
Awesome. Let's do it.
Here we go.
Hello,
Hi, can I speak to Elizabeth, please?
this is her. May I ask who's calling?
Yeah, this is young Jeffrey. I work on the radio.
Okay.
Okay.
Have you heard of the show before, Elizabeth?
I mean, I can't say that I have.
Well, you sound pleasant, so I feel like you should start listening.
Okay.
All right, have a great day. Bye-bye.
No, I have to talk to her.
Oh, okay.
Why are you calling?
We're doing something called a second date update. Have you ever heard of that?
No, I haven't.
Basically, it's a segment that we do where if you've gone out on a date with someone and they're not calling you back, we can give that person a call and try and figure out the reason why.
All right.
All right, so you recently went out with a guy named Jay, and you're not calling him back.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was sweet.
Is that a question?
Okay,
I think.
as much as you can give us.
I mean, he seemed like a nice guy to us for sure.
No, he's very sweet. It was kind of awkward.
What, seeing him in the water floaties?
He told us that you met during his adult swim class.
You know, we did. I kind of thought it was cute. He took me to this nice bar. It was fun.
Why are you ending everything up?
Yeah, you can tell by the tone of her voice that it wasn't going
I
well.
guess. I don't know what's
where's
going to
the
happen.
He was very nice.
But
That's always a brutal
I
statement.
mean, because
about
it
a guy.
usually means that you're not attracted to him, but you saw him in his swimsuit. I mean, he asked you out half naked and you were cool then. Like, what turned you off?
So I go to the bathroom at the bar, and he's talking to this woman, like this older woman, and she's kind of tussling his hair and, like, fixing his collar. It was kind of weird. I, took note, but, okay, whatever.
random.
So I go up to him, after they finish a little conversation, pretend like I don't see anything, and then at one point something happens, and he tells me he needs to text his friend, and so he sends, a little text message out into the universe, and who gets it but the woman sitting at the end of the bar?
Wait,
What?
wait, hold up.
So he's texting another girl?
Well, not a girl, a woman, a woman.
So wait, did you ask? I mean, like, that could just be coincidence, right? That this woman got, I mean, maybe not. Your intuition is probably right, but
Yeah.
wait, who do you think she is?
Well, at first I thought she was just like older lady like hitting on him. And then after the text message, I looked a little closer. She looked a lot like him, like related like him.
So wait, you think his mom was on the date?
That was
Yes!
his mom?
And she was fixing his hair and fixing his collar?
Like, I can't be positive that it was her, but they sure did look alike, and they definitely had, like, some sort of connection.
All right.
Oh, my God. Oh, don't you want to know? I want to know. I'm dying.
Yeah, let's be positive. Jay, was that your mom?
What?
Jay's on the other line. He's been listening during this whole conversation.
Oh, no. Okay.
Jay?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm here. Hi, Elizabeth.
Okay, hi.
Okay.
Cool.
Oh, God. I'm so embarrassed. Oh, jeez.
Elizabeth, ask him. Ask him who the woman was.
Was that your mom?
Yeah, that was.
You brought your mom on our date?
Look, I can explain, okay?
Please do.
I did not invite her, okay? It was not my fault. So I have a good relationship with my mom, you know?
Clearly. Very close.
Okay, so I asked her for a place to go. She actually recommended the restaurant, and
Right.
I said, cool, thank you so much. Didn't think anything of it. But then she surprised me by showing up at the bar. I didn't tell her to do that.
Wow, really?
Oh, man.
I don't know, man. Do you believe him, Elizabeth?
I mean, the kid takes karate classes. I don't know.
No, you're like in Adult Swim and you take karate and your mom's on your date with you. What is going on, Jay?
He's like a total mama's boy?
He just showed up. I didn't tell her to go. In fact, when I was texting her, I had already told her to please leave.
You're like, Mom, don't come until 8 o'clock. Then you can pick me up. This is embarrassing.
Oh, Jay.
I didn't think you noticed that she was there. I'm so sorry. Oh, God, I'm so embarrassed.
Did she stick around through the whole date?
Yes, she did.
Oh, man.
But, okay, wait, listen, though, Elizabeth, to his credit, his mom's actions are not within his control, okay? And he obviously
Right.
left and went on a walk because he wanted to get away from the woman who was probably following you on a trail somewhere. But, you know, that's also not his fault.
She's dressed as one of the pigeons.
I mean, I thought the romantic walk would be nice, but I also, yes, like part of the plan was I figured my mother wouldn't literally go chasing us down on a private walk. So I'm so sorry, but if we go on a second date, I promise you, I am bringing you flowers, and I am making sure my mother does not know anything about this plan. It'll just be me and you. That is not what I wanted for you to experience. I'm so sorry about that.
Right. I mean, that was just like a lot.
But listen, you got a guy here who is very confident. I mean, admits to Adult Swim lessons, knows how to have a good relationship with his mom, and is already setting boundaries with her. So that is a good sign, right?
Sure.
Yeah, and on the bright side, you and Jay's mom could chat poolside while him and your nephew take the lessons together. It could be a bonding experience for
I
everyone.
love it. You guys get like lunches.
You know, I'm not really sure if that's like a positive for me.
I promise you, if we go out again, I'm going to pull out all the stops for you. We can do whatever you want. You can even, I have a guest pass. You can come to my karate class, you know.
Oh, fun.
Oh,
Now that's an offer.
look at that.
Great.
What do you say, Elizabeth?
Oh, come on.
Why don't you go out with Jay again? We'll pay for another date.
Yeah.
We'll pay for the karate class in case the guest pass doesn't work.
Hey.
I guess. Sure. Why not?
Really?
Awesome.
Oh, that's so
She's
cute.
gonna be a yellow belt in no time.
Oh, my goodness.
Wait, sorry. I don't know. I'm changing my mind.
Oh,
No, we just.
that was a
Elizabeth.
almost a yes.
What do you mean you're changing your mind?
I mean, I don't know. I just kind of started like thinking about it, and then just the whole karate outfits thing, and that's not really like where I want my dates to be going.
Cancel the karate. We can do anything else, I promise.
Yeah, you guys can do T-ball instead.
Aw.
You guys aren't helping, okay?
I don't know what to say.
It'll be an adult thing, you know?
Yeah. Elizabeth, do you want to do adult stuff with Jay? We'll pay for it.
That sounds really bad.
Whatever. Go out with him one more time.
I'm okay. I'm good.
Oh.
So that's a no?
No.
Oh.
I'm sorry, but like, Jay, maybe you can tell your mom that she can help you find somebody else?
I love my mom, but I'm not asking her for any help at this time.
All right, Jay. Well, I'm sorry we couldn't get you a second date update, but we're going to open up the text board right now. Text in 78592. If there's a lady out there looking for a guy who's really into karate and takes Adult Swim, we found your unicorn. Jay is here for you.
Moving 92.5.
If you're just tuning in for today's second date, Henry is on the phone with us today. He wants to call a girl named Leslie. They met at a 5K. Before the race, he was like, "Hey, I bet you if I beat you, I have to take you out for lunch." And then she giggled and was like, "Okay." And then he ended up beating her, and they went out to lunch, and apparently they had a romantic lunchtime date after their race. And at a certain point, that romantic lunch date turned straight up down and dirty. When he says the conversation turned to all sorts of sexual things. Something that usually doesn't happen over lunch on a first date. So he's very confused how he would have this open of a conversation with a girl and she would not be calling him back. Henry, are you ready to give Miss Dirty Talk a call?
I'm ready.
And find out why she's not getting back to you?
I'm ready.
And are you thinking of her as like this could be a potential girlfriend, or are you just really curious on whether or not she truly is wild in the sack?
Both?
Okay.
All right.
That's commendable.
I'm going to dial her phone number right now, see if we can get her on the phone and find out why she's not getting back to you, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Hello?
Hi, can I speak to Leslie, please?
Yes, this is her.
Hey, Leslie, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
Hi?
Hi, how are you?
I'm okay. Who is this?
Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning, the radio show?
What exactly is this regarding?
It's regarding somebody that you recently went on a date with.
What?
Yeah. You recently went out on a date with somebody that listens to our show, and you haven't been calling them back, so he actually emailed us to see if we could get you on the phone and find out why you've been blowing him off.
Who is it?
His name is Henry.
Oh, Lord.
You remember Henry? He said that you guys met at a 5K and then went out for lunch after?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there a reason why you're not calling Henry back? He says he's tried to get a hold of you a bunch.
There definitely is a reason.
Do you mind sharing it with us so that we can tell him?
I don't even know what happened. It was like, when I met him at the road race, he was really funny. He was, telling some jokes, and I thought that was kind of cute. And
He said that he made a little bet with you before you guys started running.
yeah, he did. That was, it was kind of cute. It was a little cocky, but it was cute.
All right, well, it sounds like you liked him a lot, so what was it that turned you off?
Well, it was a normal date at first. We sat down and we were talking about my job.
Uh-huh.
And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the conversation went from my job to sex.
Oh,
And
Yeah.
yeah.
What do you mean? How do you even make that transition?
I have no idea. All of a sudden, he started asking about me and my sexual experiences with other people and other women, and I was like, what? Where did this come from?
And just out of the blue, nowhere, he just goes down a weird sexual path on you.
Yes, out of nowhere. It just caught me off guard. I didn't know what to do, so I just went along with it.
Oh my God, you did?
Yeah, I mean, what would you do if you were in my situation?
Yeah.
Like, he just started talking to me about multiple partners, and I was stuck. I had no idea what I was doing. It was like an out-of-body experience, really.
We talked to him, and he said that you guys both mutually started talking about all kinds of sexual stuff.
No. He definitely brought it up. And all I wanted to do was get out of there. That was all that I was thinking about. Like, how can I end this lunch so that I can, like, leave as fast as possible?
Why didn't you tell him that those are totally inappropriate questions during a lunch date and you're just not comfortable?
I mean, I guess I was so in shock about how the conversation just took a turn sexual.
That is so weird. We talked to him, and like I said, he was just like, oh, she started talking about it, and then we both started talking about it.
I had nothing to do with it. And actually, at one point, he said, and I quote, "Oh, I'm totally into that. I'd be down for that." And I didn't even say anything sexual at all.
That is, I wonder what he was thinking he'd be down for. Wouldn't you love to ask him?
Oh, my God.
No, I don't ever want to talk to him
that's
again.
a shame, because Henry's actually on the other line listening right now.
Oh, my God.
Henry.
He's on the phone?
Yes, he is. Henry, how are you going to explain yourself? What were you doing?
I don't understand. Like, I'm sorry, but, like, you were absolutely talking about sex stuff. And, you know, I mean, I hate to say it, but, like,
Henry,
you started it. Like, you
I'm
started
sorry,
the
but I
talk.
never brought up sex. Are you serious?
Yeah. I mean, what about all the bi talk, you know?
What?
Whoa.
The what?
You said you were bi. And so I was like, oh, you're telling me you're, like, opening up or something. I'm like, okay.
Oh, my gosh. No, I never said I was bi. Where did you get that from?
You said you were. You said you were bi-coastal. And so I just, you know, I mean, I started.
Oh, my gosh.
What? You said you were bi-coastal like 4 times. And
Yes, I said I was bi-coastal. Bi-coastal is not bisexual. Bi-coastal means I work on both the East and West Coast.
Oh, my gosh.
Not bisexual, meaning I have multiple partners. There's definitely a huge difference.
I mean, I thought it was like a slang term for that.
No.
I mean, who
No,
says bi-coastal? Who says bi-coastal like that?
A lot of people say bi-coastal, Henry.
People that are bi-coastal.
Are you serious, Henry, right now?
Oh, no.
I don't know what to say. I thought that's what it was.
So you launched into a line of questions about her sexuality because you thought that she was confessing to you that she was bisexual?
Open.
Yeah, I guess that's what I thought.
Oh, sweet
Henry.
I
Yeah,
actually feel bad
bi-coastal
for you.
is a very popular phrase for people that work on both the East and the West Coast. And so was it after she said that you were like, ooh, I'm into that?
She just jumped into it.
She kept talking. She kept talking about it, so I thought, oh, she wants to talk about our sexualities. Okay.
Henry, you are such a dumb. I mean, come on.
I don't know.
Everything that
I really genuinely thought it was like a slang term. I'm not an idiot, and I thought you were trying to ask me if I was into it. So I was trying to be encouraging. I'm not like homophobic or bisexual phobic or something.
Obviously not. You're actually very pro bisexuality, judging from your conversation.
Henry, either way, I mean, mix up or no mix up, you don't ask about sexual experiences on the first date.
Oh,
just
come
Well-
on, Leslie. You can see that it was a mistake. It's almost endearing.
Thank you, I
That's
guess.
the word right there.
Hey, Leslie, would you like to go out on a second date with Henry? We will pay for it.
Yeah, come on.
On whatever coast you want to be on, you freak.
You know, Henry, I don't know that I can really look at you seriously anymore after our first date. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Okay, well, I'm sorry too.
Sorry,
I wish
Henry.
you the best, though, and now I hope that this was an educational experience for you, and you can take this
Okay.
and
Yeah.
into your next dating experience.
At least you learned a new word today, Henry. And just out of precaution, I just want a tricycle is a bike with 3 wheels. In case anybody ever brings that up, okay?
Yeah, I'll pass the vocab test now.
A lot of people think one of the keys to dating is if you're ever like challenging a girl to a game, I don't know, playing pool, bowling, something like that, you let them win.
No.
But that's not how you do it. You beat them down handily, and then you gloat in their face. No! And that is the best way to score a date with a girl. And that's exactly what Henry did, who's on the phone for a second date right now. He challenged her to a race, beat her, and then gloated. And now he's wondering why he's not getting a call back. I think I might know why, Henry.
That's not exactly what happened.
Okay, well, why don't you explain to me what happened then? Because your email said that you met her while you guys were running and you challenged her to a race and beat her.
Right. So it was a 5K, and we met while stretching. I was stretching. We were both alone.
Both alone stretching? That sounds very intimate already.
Yeah, I guess it was kind of intimate.
Did you make comments about her being very bendy and how you like that?
So creepy.
No, I steered clear of those sorts of comments.
Okay.
We were stretching, and I noticed her. She was cute. We flirted. I was just, asking her if she was excited about the run. Had she done this sort of stuff before? Just, basic flirting, getting to know you stuff. And she seemed really cool. I was like, oh my God, this is really great. So I said, I'll bet you lunch that I'll beat you.
Oh, that's kind of cute.
Ooh, smart.
That's
Thanks,
cute.
Brooke. Yeah, no, I thought it was pretty cute.
I mean, it's just your way to make sure that you can buy her lunch.
Yeah, the whole time I was going to buy, I wasn't thinking like, oh, I'm going to like hold her to buying me lunch. It was just a way to ask her out.
Yeah, I'm sure she understood that. So you ended up beating her, and then
I beat her handily, of
Okay.
course.
And you're still bragging about it.
I'm a good runner. I beat her. I waited for her, not in a creepy way, but I was just there. Everyone's having some water. I was there, and we, exchanged numbers, and we went out for lunch.
all right. And how did lunch go?
Really good. I mean, I really liked her. She was really cool and funny. It was easy, and I paid for lunch again. So. So I didn't, make her pay for lunch.
Well,
Why'd
good
you
for
laugh after that? That sounded weird. Like I paid for lunch, if you know what I mean.
No, I felt like you guys might think that I made her pay for lunch because of the bet.
You should have.
No.
Yeah,
I mean,
you
a bet's a
absolutely
bet.
should have made her pay
Jubal's
for
right.
lunch.
No. That was bad.
So you said the conversation and everything was going good. Like, what are some of the things you really connected on, other than the fact that she can't run as fast as you can?
Right. I mean, there was one interesting thing I'll say. I mean, that she sort of stood out from other girls I've dated. We talked a lot about intimacy.
Intimacy, like sexual intimacy?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. That's pretty sweet to have on a first date over lunch.
Yeah, soup and salad and talk about sex.
How'd that come up?
Wait, yeah, exactly. Because it's lunchtime. It's daylight.
I mean, I don't know exactly how it came up, but regardless, she was really free and felt comfortable talking about it, and we both talked about it, and it was refreshing, because I think in our culture, like a lot of women don't feel comfortable as they should talking about that sort of stuff.
Okay, wait, hold on though. What exactly were you talking about? Like the craziest places you guys have ever done it?
We didn't get that far into it, but we just sort of talked about how we feel about sex. I got the impression that she was kind of wild. I mean, she basically said as much.
Wow.
Good for her.
So she actually said that she's wild.
In so many words.
Wow. I'm guessing you got a kiss at the end of the date then, at least.
We hugged at the end of the date, actually.
Wow, she does sound like a wild one.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Well, again, it was afternoon, and, first date, for me, I generally think like a first date, not much is going to happen in that way, but no, it didn't feel like I was like hugging my sister or something, like it felt like
Okay.
there was chemistry there.
So you're saying that she's wild, and you guys talked about all kinds of intimacy, all kinds of sexual stuff on your first date, and then you ended it with a hug. I'm guessing your talk wasn't really as hot and heavy as I'm picturing it in my mind.
Friend zone.
Yeah. It's like one time I kissed the guy on the cheek. Ooh, she's a naughty girl.
No, trust me, it was more than that. I know it might not sound like a lunch date hugging, but like it was a pretty It was pretty hot.
All right. Well, if it was so hot, then why do you think you're not getting a call back?
I mean, I don't know. I texted her after. I didn't hear back. I waited a couple days. I texted her again, and I still didn't hear back. So I'm worried that maybe she felt like obligated because of the race, because I bet her that if I win, that she would have taken me out for lunch.
She felt like she had no choice but to go out with you because before the race, you were like, if I beat you, I got to take you out to lunch. She's like, damn it, I didn't want to actually go out with this guy.
He has to.
I know, but I feel like it can't be that because, again, like she was able to open up with me about personal stuff. I felt a real connection. So it just seems like it couldn't be that.
Well, we'll play a song, come back, call her, and get your second date then, okay?
Thank you, sure.
All right, hang on.
The feeling can hold us. Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
I'm excited to talk to today's second dater because in his email he says he's surprised he's not getting a call back because of his technique with the ladies.
Oh, jeez. This could be you calling in, Jubal.
Maybe. His name is Simon. What's up, Simon? How are you?
What's up? Big fan of the show. How you guys doing?
Pretty good, dude. Thanks for your email. Now, you said that you took this girl, Danielle, out for dinner and bowling?
Yes.
All right. And how'd it go?
I thought it went well. I mean, there's a pizzeria right next door, so I thought, figure I had some pizzas and some beers, and we just walked on over and we went bowling.
I want to know your technique with the ladies. What's your surefire technique that you're talking about in your email?
Well, I grew up with a bunch of women in my house. So I have like 3 older sisters, and basically they always told me, since I work out a lot, I got a cute face and all that, but they just said the best technique for me to do is just stand there and shut up.
Okay.
And when I do get their attention, just talk only about them.
Hey, that is good advice. Yeah, it's actually great advice. Did you not bring up that you're really ripped and you got an awesome face?
Well, no, but I just love talking to girls, and I just love when I talk to them. You talk especially about them, kind of like light them up like a Christmas tree. So I think that's pretty cool.
Simon lets his good looks speak for themselves.
Right.
Simon is actually kind of adorable. Like I thought.
It's working.
Oh my God,
Simon
said.
you're right about your technique.
I mean,
And I use my puppy dog eyes as well.
Okay.
Dude, I'm taking
She's
notes.
leaving her husband for you, Simon.
What?
Simon, what was it like bowling and pizza? Were things chatty? Was there flirting going on?
Well, the thing is, I didn't really tell her that I was a state bowling champ. So I just kind of like showed her the ropes and let her beat me a few times, and she seemed to be enjoying it a lot, and we're just having a few drinks here and there, and it was a lot of fun.
You can't pull out all the big guns in one time, like the good looks and the state bowling championship.
Exactly.
Okay, so how'd the date end?
There was a lot of flirting going on and stuff, so I thought I might not be needing that cab ride, back home. But she insisted that she had to get up early and stuff, so I kind of played it fly, and so I got my cab, and when it showed up, I was going to move in for a kiss, and she goes, no, she doesn't kiss on the first date, so she'll give me a call, and we'll go from there. So, I thought I was in, and I've been texting her and calling her, and nothing.
How many times have you texted and called her?
A lot, more fingers than on my hand. You know what I mean?
Really?
Simon, what would your sisters have told you about that?
What?
They would have called me a but
Simon,
she's got something that about all the women that I've dated. I mean, I don't know. I just like her. I mean, I guess because I'm used to girls putting on the first date. This girl kind of pushed me back.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's obvious with the way that you know how to handle the ladies that you probably are very successful on first dates. So this is probably new territory for you, right?
Yeah, and I'm normally women don't treat me like this, and I got to figure out what's going on. I guess I got to.
Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
If you're just tuning in for the second date update, Simon took his girl Danielle out for dinner and bowling. He's surprised that she isn't calling him back because he used his technique on her, which is what? Just being quiet and listening to her, right?
Wow.
You're talking about her.
And talking about her, that's right.
Asking the date you're with questions about
Yeah.
themselves. That's not really a technique. It's just kind of kindness.
Yeah.
But okay.
It's called having a regular conversation with somebody, I think. All right. You ready to give her a call?
I'm crossing my toes right now. Go for it.
Okay.
Hello,
Hi, I was looking for Danielle.
this is she.
Hey, Danielle, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning. I'm moving 92.5. Congratulations on getting a call from one of Seattle's top 5 celebrities. Nice to meet you.
Well, wow. Why? Why?
Yeah.
You actually recently went on a date with somebody who's a friend of the show,
Uh-huh.
and he emailed us about you because you haven't been calling him back. He's tried to text you a few times and would love to take you out on a second date, but can't understand why you're blowing him off. You have any idea who I could be talking about?
Is his name Simon?
His name is Simon.
Uh-huh.
So, what'd you think of Simon?
He's cute.
Yeah.
But that's not what I expected her to say.
Did you enjoy your date with him?
Not yes and no.
Okay.
That's a weird answer.
Yeah, what does that mean?
I can't tell if he's quiet or polite. He's one or the other, quiet or polite, and yeah, he just not a lot of content.
So he's boring, you think?
Not quite boring, just kind of silent.
Okay.
Didn't have much to say about himself.
So it's because he was quiet? Like, people will be surprised to find out I'm pretty quiet in person. So when I go out on dates, I don't talk very much either, mostly because I'm disinterested. But
That's such a
at the
lie.
same time, maybe he just wanted to know about you.
Like too much, though. He wanted to know like too much.
Really?
Too many details. Yeah.
So is that why you don't want to call him back or go out with him again?
No, it was nice. The attention felt nice, but no, I just don't think we're right for each other.
Is there anything, Danielle, that you're leaving out or like quirks that might have happened that turned you off?
Well, there's Google, and so I did a little research, and I just don't think he's my kind of person.
Oh, here we go.
Okay. What has he got? Has he been arrested? Come on.
I mean, not yet. He hasn't been arrested yet, but yeah, he's just not into the kind of thing that I think I could, have for a boyfriend or bring home.
What kind of weird stuff is he into?
World
Now
of
I'm
Warcraft.
really curious.
World of Warcraft.
That's not what I was thinking.
Not that.
What kind of stuff is he into?
What'd you find?
I don't know if I should say it. It's kind of a big deal.
I mean, it's on Google, so, I mean, it's already out there.
Big deal.
Yeah, well, he's running a dispensary.
Like he runs a weed dispensary?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. No wonder he wanted to take you out for pizza then. That all makes sense now.
No wonder he's so quiet.
Yeah.
I can't imagine a guy who runs a weed dispensary being my boyfriend. I felt anxious about it, and I didn't even know him yet.
Hey,
So you can't go out with someone who gives you anxiety before you even know them.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Hey, Danielle,
Yeah.
real quick, I should probably tell you this. Simon is actually on the phone with us and has been listening to the whole conversation.
Hey.
Oh, no.
Hey. And by the way, I
Hi.
don't run a dispensary. I own the dispensary.
Okay.
Okay, some good money.
I own it.
So you own a weed dispensary. Do you smoke a lot then?
Occasionally. I mean, I don't like to, use a lot of my, thing. Well, a little.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, you
Come
do.
on, bro.
Were you stoned when you went out with Danielle?
Well, I needed a little courage, so, I took a little, but, I didn't think it was going to, matter or mean anything, It's just, plus I was hungry, so that's why I thought, let's go get some pizza. See,
See, this is the, things, they matter and mean something to me, and, they don't to most potheads.
Danielle, you need to think about the benefits about going out with me on the second date.
The benefits?
Yeah. You get free pot, all you want.
Jose's ready to date you.
Yeah, what's up?
I mean, it's not. You don't have to only smoke it. I got cookies. I got any way you want it. I got it, and I can make you a cupcakes if you want. I mean,
Weed cupcakes.
come on.
This is unreal.
What's
This is
unreal?
unreal.
I mean, I'm rich. I got a lot of money. I mean,
Yeah.
What else do you want? He's got money and weed.
I
Just
feel
have a
like
car.
second date has just turned into a drug deal.
Yeah, this is unreal. I think he didn't even listen to me. Like, I bet you that he does not remember my dog's name.
yeah, the dog.
I just, you can go smoke your pot and have your dispensary. I don't want to talk about that kind of thing. It's not a part of my life, and I don't want to do it. It's fine for you to do it, and I don't want to be part of it.
Nice. Danielle, now that you got that all said and done, would you like to go out on a second date with Simon? We will pay for it. Yeah, we'll pay for you guys to go out again.
Thank you, but absolutely not.
That was a quick no.
Yeah.
I'm shocked.
Ouch.
Dude, there is plenty of little hippie hearts out there waiting for you, Simon.
Oh man, that hurts.
Don't worry.
I'm gonna hit the bong now.
Yeah. I was going to say, Simon, I'll just use the money that I was going to pay for a dinner for you guys and just send you a bunch of Twinkies. You'll be good, dude.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
Nothing is sexier to a woman than a hot computer programmer making all that dough, rolling around town in his badass automobile with Italian leather seats, sitting next to a dude that smells like bum pee. I'm, of course, talking about riding the bus. There's nothing sexier than a computer programmer who rides the bus. Am I right or am I right? And that's who's on the phone with us today. His name is Adam. He's a computer programmer who has a bus pass. And I point that out because he actually made his date pick him up for his first date. Her name is Robin, and that's the girl that he wants to call today. Adam, what's up? How are you?
I'm all right. How are you guys doing?
Gosh,
Good.
Adam, with all this sexy talk, I almost took my top off for you.
If only you had a webcam.
Where'd you meet the girl that you went out with?
Well, we actually met through a couple of mutual friends.
Okay.
They thought that we would get along because we're both kind of similar. We both kind of keep to ourselves a little bit more introvert. I work in front of a computer a lot. Obviously, you already made fun of me about that. But they kind of set us up a little bit on the internet, and we're chatting on Messenger for a few times, and we agreed to set the date up.
The interesting part about your email to me was that you made her come pick you up because you ride the bus. You don't have a car, or?
Well, yeah, no, I don't have a car right now. I ride the bus because it's just, it works for my lifestyle right now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really need a car or a car payment, or, you got to pay the car note and the insurance, and I'm trying to save some money because, I want bigger and better things, and I just don't really need a car right now.
I think that's really respectable. Was she turned off by that, you think?
I don't think so. When we were talking, I didn't really get too much into it. But
No, I think you're good. Anytime I've heard a woman talk about a guy who has to take the bus, they're always super impressed by it.
Hey, I dated a bus guy. It's fine.
Well, you can laugh at it, but I mean, there's a lot of people that spend a lot of money for a lot of cars that they can't afford.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I'm just saying.
Look at you,
that,
He's got cards.
I agree with you. I'm just saying it could be awkward for a girl when she has to pick you up for a date because you have to take the bus.
Yeah, and I can understand that. I mean, that's the one downside about not having a car is that aspect of it.
Yeah, but once she picked you up, how was the date? Was it good?
Well, when she got there a little bit early, I had made reservations, so we had a little bit of time to kill, and I asked her if she wanted to come in, of course, and I was still kind of, getting on the tail end of getting ready, and she was kind of like a female me, and
How so? What does that mean?
Yeah, what does that mean?
well, she just was. I mean, she's into gaming a little bit. I like gaming. We kind of talked a little bit about that, and she is also has kind of an IT job, which is similar to my job. She works on computers all day, but she was really cute and maybe a little bit out of my league. But hey, I wasn't going to complain.
So when you met her in person, you were actually impressed.
Well, yeah. If you know anything about the computer industry, it's not flooded with hot girls.
I can't imagine.
Really? Weird. I thought it was just models walking around everywhere on both male and female side of things.
Yeah, go figure that. Huh?
All right. So how did everything go, though, when you guys actually went out on your date?
Well, she got to my place, my apartment, and I was kind of coming back and forth out of the bedroom and talking to her while I was getting ready. And then all of a sudden I walked out, and she's like, "Do you have a cat?" And I said, "Yeah, he's probably around here somewhere. His name's Jasper."
Mm-hmm.
And she gave me like a weird look. I don't want to say like a look of horror, but it was almost that. And she's like, "I'm allergic to cats."
Oh.
And I was like, "Yeah, okay, well let's get out of here. I'm ready to go." I was putting my shoes on. She's like, "No, I'm just not really feeling very well." And she said she had to go, and she had to go take some medicine or something, and she took off.
How serious was this cat allergy?
Dang.
I don't know. I mean, she looked pretty serious, but fast forward 5 days, and I texted her to make sure she was all right, and she hasn't responded, and I don't want to be all creepy and keep texting her and calling her, but I asked our friends that set us up, and they said she's coming to work, but when they asked her about the date, or I guess the lack thereof, she's not really talking about it.
So do you believe her with the cat allergy that it's that severe? And
well, I mean, she looks serious. I don't know why she would have a reason to lie to me.
I'm just saying, like, if you had that severe of cat allergy, you'd probably be used to asking people before you entered their home whether or not they had a cat.
Or bringing your medicine with you.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I never really dealt with anybody who had a cat allergy. I don't really know the protocol.
All right. And so you haven't heard anything from her since that experience?
Nah, that was it.
Okay. Maybe she did make it up. Any idea why she would make that up?
I don't know. Maybe she didn't like my face.
She's like, "Yeah, man, I'm actually allergic to your face. Sorry." All right.
What can I say? That's why I emailed you guys.
Well, we'll play a song, come back, call her, and get your second date update, all right?
All right, cool. Thanks.
Okay, hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
A lot of people that listen to the first part of today's second date update might think the girl that we're about to call should be ripped for probably faking a cat allergy to get out of a date. Adam, you said that she went over to your house and she saw that you had a cat and kind of freaked out and got scared and left. And then she showed up to work the next couple of days because you guys have mutual friends that are coworkers. I think she should be commended for obviously getting deathly ill from the cat and then getting like a blood transfusion and still managing to make it into work the next day. I think that's very impressive. And she definitely didn't lie to you at all, Adam.
You guys don't think that she had a cat allergy?
I think you're just catching on to that, Adam.
Yeah. No, I don't think she had a cat allergy. If you're just tuning in for the second date update, that's what happened. Adam met this girl named Robin through mutual friends. She came over to his house to pick him up for the date because he doesn't have a car. She saw his cat and then said she had a cat allergy and hasn't talked to him ever since. But we think maybe she made it up just to get out of the date because we've heard of things like that happening quite a bit. All right, Adam, I'm about to get her on the phone and find out if the cat allergy is real, okay?
Okay.
Hello.
Hi, can I speak to Robin, please?
Yeah, this is Robin.
Hey, Robin, how are you? My name is Jubal, and I host a morning radio show called Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
A morning show? What do you mean?
It's like a radio morning show, We play a bunch of really bad music and talk in between it.
Why are you calling me?
So we recently got an email from a guy named Adam.
That's weird. Why?
because you guys recently went out on a date and now you won't call him back. It's a segment we do called the Second Date Update. We do it on our show all the time. Adam told us that you guys met through mutual friends and that you were supposed to go out on a date, but right before you guys were about to leave his house, you said you had a cat allergy and then left.
That's true.
Okay,
It's
we're
a
all
true story. I don't know what else you need to know. That's what happened.
okay. Well, we're all speculating that maybe you were lying about the cat allergy. Is that true?
I don't want to talk about it.
You don't have a cat allergy.
I don't know about that.
So, did you lie about it?
You can tell us.
I don't think I want to talk about it, you guys.
Oh,
But why would you leave right then and not even give him at least the effort of just one date?
I had a good reason. Just let's leave it at that. Okay, I just want to move forward and forget about it.
Well, can you just tell us a little something? I mean, we talked to Adam. He seems like a really nice guy, and he's just kind of confused.
Creepy.
Did you say creepy?
Creepy, believe me, creepy.
This phone call is creepy, or Adam is creepy?
That's a good question.
Adam is creepy.
What did he do that was creepy? You barely spent, what, like 15 minutes with him?
It was enough. 15 minutes too long.
What
did he do?
He took this box out, and he said he wanted to show me something. It was in his closet, and he had a drone in it.
Okay.
And then he started showing me like the stuff he's like the footage that he took, via the drone.
Uh-huh.
And it turns out like his personal hobby, when he's not at work, he just like spies on his neighbors.
What?
Like he's stalking his neighbors?
No, not really stalking, just observing them, like their daily habits. And like he got really excited when he showed me one family because he said they eat spaghetti every Friday night. So like, how does he know they eat spaghetti every Friday night? He's been observing that, and he was just cracking up like a little kid. And I found it so creepy and so off-putting. I thought of the first excuse I could to get out of there. I just told him about my cat allergy.
That is strange. And you're sure the footage isn't just like on accident? I'm just hoping that it's like he's out practicing flying his drone and he happens to be by a house every Friday.
Because he has footage ongoing, and he was cracking up. Like I said, he knew that one family ate spaghetti on Fridays. I think Tuesday nights another family, or maybe it was the same. They have tuna fish. This is probably all he does. He goes to work. Maybe he works from home, and he does this. That's
So he
it.
flies his drone around the neighborhood filming his neighbors.
Yeah.
And what's weird is that he doesn't realize that it's abnormal, because if he did, he wouldn't show you the footage.
Yeah.
I guess, but I mean, it's just even weirder. It weirded me out. I don't want to talk to him ever again. I don't want to see him.
Yeah.
I got a weird feeling.
He's a pretty sneaky guy, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, creepy.
Yeah. He's actually on the phone listening right now. That's how sneaky he is. And he wants to talk to you. Yeah.
He is not on the phone. No way.
Yes, he is.
Hi, Robin.
Oh my God.
Well, I obviously had been listening to the whole conversation, and I kind of showed you that footage in confidence, and I didn't feel the need to expand too far on it. That's not my hobby. That's another business.
What?
It's another business?
Wait, taking creepy videos of people in their homes while they eat dinner is your business?
No, it's not a creepy video business. It's me and a friend of mine got contracted a while back to create a new app that would expand upon something like a Google Maps to get better aerial footage of different neighborhoods. And we started in one geographic neighborhood. And yeah, I think it's funny that family eats spaghetti every night, but I could really care less what they're doing. We're trying to map the entire city.
Wow.
I don't know if I believe you.
Well, I mean, there's nothing to believe. I mean, it's an app that's been in development. I'd be more than happy to show it to you, but you kind of sound off-put anyway. That's not it's not a creepy kind of thing. We're literally trying to map the entire city so that we can move to another city and start mapping that city with better views, with better aerial views. I wasn't trying to show you something that I have a weird hobby of peeking in people's backyards. I don't care what people do. I'm trying to make make my life better. That's why I ride the bus.
You sound so defensive. You didn't explain this to me when you're showing it to me, so, I don't quite feel so comfortable to believe all this.
Well, the reason why maybe I sound defensive is because you lied to me about being allergic to my cat and just took off and didn't respond to text messages.
I guess that is a good point. Why didn't you just respond to him and tell him what's going on?
Because I told you guys already, I didn't want him to come to my neighborhood and start taping me. I didn't want to antagonize him. I'm a woman. You shouldn't question why I don't text back a man. My security.
How dare I?
He lies on people. And it's creepy for him to say, why didn't you text me back? Because I don't like you. I don't want to see you again. Deal with it.
To be honest with you, I mean, you're a good-looking girl on the outside, but you're not very good-looking on the inside. So don't flatter yourself.
You know what? Again, I need to go. But the point is, a woman's protecting herself, and she's told she's unattractive, because of that. And that's just like classic misogyny. So you're not the kind of guy I want to be around. Plenty of men get it. You don't. Let's move on.
Well, I don't want to be around liars, I guess.
Good. Then you don't want to be around me because I lied about my cat allergy, and I would do it again.
I don't. I'm over this phone call. Thanks, guys. I appreciate your help.
Oh my, that escalated really quickly.
And this whole time, all I can think about is there's going to be a new map that's super creepy and shows people in their houses out there.
Let me ask you something. Have you ever used Google Maps?
Yeah, all the time.
Okay, well, this is a better version that is probably going to get bought out by Google.
Well, congratulations. You'll be a rich billionaire, but you'll be all alone. Congratulations.
Whatever.
Well, I guess, I don't know. I obviously shouldn't ask the question, but I guess I'll ask it anyway. Robin, would you like to go on a second date with Adam? I'll pay for it.
No, thanks.
All right, you can pay for it yourself. I don't want to do the whole, hey, males should pay thing. You can pay for it yourself if you want.
Screw you. I know what you're doing.
I'm asking if you want to go out with him again.
Yeah, she's on
I don't
to you,
know.
Jubal.
Yeah.
She got it.
We both work with computers. The reason why I showed you any of that was because I thought you'd be into it. I thought you'd think it was a cool project.
You think it's a cool project to videotape your neighbors and get off on that? I don't think so.
Well, first of all, it's not videotape. It's digital video, and I don't get off on it.
So there.
Adam, can I see some of it? Because I might get off on it.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Text in at 78592. That guy sounds simply adorkable.
Oh, my God.
I'd go on a date with him. Talking about today's second date update. If you missed it, a lot of people are claiming that the guy is just straight up creepy on our text message board. His name was Adam, and he wanted to call a girl named Robin and find out why he wasn't getting a call back. Well, it turns out while they were on the date, he said, hey, I want to show you some pictures and stuff from my drone. So he flies his drone around his neighborhood and wanted to show her pictures of the neighbors.
Yeah.
And videos that he's gotten of them eating dinner and stuff.
Oh, man.
And he said he was working on it for research for an app that he's going to be creating.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
She said it was just creepy because all the pictures and videos were of his neighbors, like he was spying on them with his drone.
And he didn't explain the business app part of it until way late in the game.
Yeah.
You know? What do you expect a person to do?
I don't know what to believe, really.
So, turns out she thought he was creepy and did not want to go on another date with him.
There's a lot of people that want to date him, though.
Yeah,
I
there
think
are.
that they see potential in this man.
They could just sit around all day long
Yeah.
and spy on the neighbors, see if maybe you can catch them naked doing some stretches or something. It's fun. Remember, if you want to do a second date update, all you have to do is email the show, and we will call the person who didn't call you back. Baseball games are always a good place to find love. Especially a little kid's baseball game because, let's face it, you're not paying attention to what's going on the field. Neither are the kids. They don't even want to be there. Most of them are by the outfield fence picking dandelions or something. So not a lot of action, and that's why Howard, who's on the phone for a second date today, struck up a conversation with a girl named Abby, and they ended up going out on a date, but now she's not calling him back. And even in Little League, there's no winners and losers anymore. They don't even keep score. So Howard, I guess, won that day.
Hey, I
With
guess.
a date, but now
Technically.
he's got a big L because she's not calling him back. So Howard, you went from big winner to big loser. How does that feel?
Not great. I mean,
I'm in a big state of like, where did I go wrong here?
You can't think of anything you did wrong because I feel like because your kids play on the same team, even if she didn't want to go out with you again, she'd give you a courtesy call just to keep things friendly. For her not to call you back at all, I think is bad.
I mean, maybe she wants to confront me at the game about it. I don't know.
That would be awkward.
Yeah, it would
Start
be.
shouting at you in the stands. Who knows? All right, well, I'm going to dial her phone number right now and see why she's not calling you back, okay?
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Hello,
Hi, may I speak to Abby, please?
this is she. Who's this?
Abby, how are you? This is Jubal from the radio show Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
What?
Yeah.
Hi, Abby.
Hi. This is so weird. Why are you guys calling me?
Well, I'm calling you because we got an email about you from somebody who listens to the show.
Okay, that's just as weird. Who emailed you about me?
His name is Howard.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
less excited.
Abby, we do this thing on our show called the second date. I don't know if you know what that is or not, but that's if you go out on a date with somebody and then end up not wanting to see them again, they can email us to get you on the phone and ask what happened. So Howard emailed us and told us about your date, and he also can't figure out why you're not calling him back.
Well, let's just say that I won't be interested in getting involved with him anytime soon.
I think he knows that.
Yeah, I think he's figured that out. We're trying to figure out why.
Yeah.
Okay. I know Howard through Little League because my son plays, and both actually our kids are friendly with each other, which is nice. But the other day at one of the games, we were getting along pretty well, and he was very forthcoming, and he asked me to dinner, and I was like, yeah.
He told us about your date, and he said that everything was great.
He said it was great.
Yeah, he thought it was fantastic. He did say at the end of the date he leaned in to try to kiss you, and you kind of turned your cheek. It didn't seem like you wanted to have a first date kiss.
I think that what happened during the dinner is we talked a little. We're both divorced, so naturally that's going to come up.
Yeah.
And he sort of overshared.
Overshared about his divorce?
Yeah, about how the divorce happened, pretty much.
Why?
Okay.
I mean, what would be oversharing?
Oversharing would be sharing the fact that he hooked up with his kid's nanny.
Whoa!
He hooked up with his kid's nanny, and that's why he got a divorce?
I mean, it was more than like hooked up. I guess they were together for some time.
Oh.
So he shared with you on your first date
Yeah.
that the reason he had a divorce was because he was having an affair with the nanny.
Yeah, like a full-blown affair with a nanny.
Okay, well, that's
That's
hey,
a bit of a
you know
that's
what?
a bit of a TMI, I think.
But a good reason for divorce, so at least he has that.
And he's honest?
I mean, he was a little bit sort of remorseful about it. And then this also kind of made me mad because he was doing that thing where he was like, well, my wife was being a little withholding. She wasn't giving me the attention she used to. And I'm like,
oh, God.
Yeah, that's an excuse.
Yeah, it is. It's always an excuse. I bought some new shorts, and she didn't comment on my shorts, you know? So I was like, well, I'm just going to start banging the nanny. At least she likes my shorts.
yeah, but here's what's crazy, and that I can't believe that he shared with me on a date. He was going to take all his kids to Disney, right?
Yeah.
And then I guess the mother found out about the affair. So they were like, well, we're not doing a family trip. And he said that he still went on the trip to Disney with the nanny.
What?
Ooh,
Wait, no
weird.
kids or kids with them?
It's your new mommy.
No kids. He took the nanny to Disneyland.
Oh,
Wow.
what?
So wait, okay, that's a lot of information on a first date. Yeah,
I know.
It's a lot.
Yeah, especially, when you're just starting to date somebody, you might have questions. If they got a divorce because they were having an affair with the nanny and then had a trip scheduled to Disneyland with their kids and everything else, but then blew that off to just take the nanny there, might raise a flag or two.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. I can't believe that he would think that any date would be going well if that is information that I'm getting.
Okay. But so, yeah, to look at the other side, though, he definitely overshared, but it was what was going on with his life. And at least he was honest about it.
I don't know. I feel like he was trying to make excuses for himself, that he just sort of fell into an affair with his children's nanny.
Excuse me, I have something to say here.
Oh.
I'm sure you do.
Wait,
Yeah, I mean, you got a lot to say.
what is going on right now?
Abby, that's Howard. He was actually on the other line listening and wants to talk to you.
What? I don't want to talk to him.
It's a little too late now.
Yeah, he's here.
Yeah, I just got to jump in here. Abby, I really wish you would have told me that was an issue. I mean,
What? Who would that not be an issue for?
we were talking about our divorces. You were open. I was being open about it, and I was being truthful and honest. And, like, yeah, it was a mistake, but that was,
It was
like,
a
a long time ago. That was
It was
nearly
a
2 years ago.
mistake. Wait. Howard, you told me that you guys were involved for 6 months. That's a relationship as far as I'm concerned.
I don't think you understand, though. Yes, it was a mistake, but she's really hot.
What?
Well, there you go. I mean, yeah, that's fine then, right?
Yeah. No
Sure.
wonder you're a man who can't control his urges.
And I already told you that my marriage was not going very well. It was already falling apart, and she was there for me during that.
I don't need any convincing. I mean, she sounds really hot.
Oh, he's the victim.
Yeah.
Dude, oh my God, Howard, I was all for like second chances for you, but you don't sound like you even understand what you did.
Yeah.
Wait, guys, you're not getting the best part of everything. She still works for him, this nanny.
What?
Oh, what?
Howard, the nanny that you had an affair with is still your nanny?
Yes, she is really, really great with the kids, and but you're
There
not
are
together.
many people that could be great with kids.
Oh my God. I have to pick my jaw up off the floor. I cannot believe that.
Can you please let me finish? Please. It is no longer a thing. She works for me, and she is in her own thing, her own relationship, and I am not a part of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I really don't think it's going to happen again.
You don't think?
You don't think it's going to happen again, but she is hot. So
And she's
could
I'm
maybe.
pretty sure that's why she's still on the payroll, just in case she comes around again, right?
oh.
Oh my God.
You don't understand how hard it is to find good childcare. And I'm not just going to fire her because, I happen to have had a relationship with her for 6 months.
Oh my God. I think the nanny sleeping with the husband disqualifies her
Yeah.
as good childcare.
Yeah.
Like that is,
That's good
she's
parent
out.
care.
Whatever. I'm not firing her. I mean, she's good at her job. She's good with the kids. I'm not getting rid of her. And besides, like, Abby, I'm only interested in a relationship with you. That's it.
Oh, that's romantic. That is romantic. Abby,
Very trustworthy.
would you like to go on a second date with Howard? We'll pay
No,
for it.
are you crazy?
Did you just hear that romantic comment, though? Listen, I used to bang my nanny for 6 months, but you're the one I want. It's pretty nice.
Maybe instead of talking to me about a second date, you should call up the nanny.
Oh.
I told you, her and I are over, and it was her choice, and I respect that.
Yeah.
So
Of
you're
course
not
it
even the
was.
one that ended it.
You were dumped by the nanny.
Abby, are you sure? Because I think you're missing out on this one, man. I really do.
Here.
Totally. Yeah.
So you don't want to go out with Howard again?
Hey, Howard, I do not want to go out with you again, nor do I want to sit with you at any Little League game in the future either, okay?
Okay, let's keep our kids out of this, all right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You're being
Yeah,
unfair.
you are being a little unfair. I think he should be able to sit next to you.
Listen, this whole thing got out of hand. I just want you to be able to meet this nanny and be able
Why would I meet her?
to square that away.
Okay, so
Why would I meet her?
Because then you could understand how hot she was.
yeah, exactly.
Okay, I got it, yeah.
Dude named Howard is on the phone for a second date today, and he said he met the girl he wants to call at a baseball game, which is probably a good place to meet somebody. You're
Awesome.
throwing
Yeah.
back a bunch of beers, getting a little drunk, cursing at the players. And you meet someone else who's just yelling at the players too, and you guys just,
Start heckling
yeah,
together.
talk about how terrible the team is and all that kind of stuff, and then just bond. So is that what happened, Howard? Is that how you met the girl you want to call?
Actually, it was at my son's Little League baseball game.
Oh, okay.
I know. I read your email, so I said, oh, you're probably.
Please tell me
Yeah.
you weren't heckling.
Or getting wasted.
I was cheering them on. It's only positive at the Little League game.
Okay.
Good.
You didn't say you weren't drunk though, so I'm taking it as you were still drunk. What's her name? Who do you want to call today? What's her name?
Her name's Abby.
Abby. All right. And how did you meet her at the game? Have you guys known each other for a while or something?
Well, we actually met at the game.
Okay.
I'm a single parent, and so I have 2 5-year-old twin boys, and one of which is on this team. And I've been divorced for a couple of years, and it's just been kind of difficult
getting back into the dating game.
Yeah.
It's hard to find a nice single girl who's available.
Was Abby a mom of one of the players on the team?
Yeah, so she was at the game, and her kid is on the same team. And I've actually heard my kid talking about her kids at school, and, you know, they're buddies.
So you know of her. I mean, you've met her before.
I had not met her before, but I knew about her kid through my kid.
Okay.
Were you grilling your son like, hey, 5-year-old son, is she single? Do you know? She's still married?
He had no information whatsoever for me. He's not helpful in that regard at all.
Yeah, teach him to be a better wingman for sure.
Yeah. I thought I had an inside man, but he wasn't it. So she was at the game, and I struck up conversation with her because I had recognized her, and she was really nice. So, you know, we were talking about, like, hey, we should get our kids together for, like, a play date or something like that. And she was like, oh, yeah, that'd be great.
Awesome.
But then, you know, as the game went on, we were talking more and more, and I went out on a limb, and I was like, you know what? Forget the play date. Would you like to go to dinner or something?
Let's have our own adult play date.
Yeah. And she said, yeah, of course, that'd be great.
Okay. So how was dinner?
I'm a little rusty, and I haven't dated in a while, but I made sure that I paid for dinner, and we talked mostly about our kids because that's really the only thing that connected us in the beginning. But
Were you able to get off that subject at all? I mean, at some point you'd be like, okay, we're actually on a date. I can stop talking about my child now.
yeah, the conversation kind of led from that, and then whenever it kind of dwindled off, then we came back to the kid and then went in another direction. So it definitely became the base for our conversation. But it was good. You know, we didn't stay on that the whole time.
Okay. So all in all, you think the date was a success?
I think so. It went really well. The only thing is when we went to leave, I was walking her back to her car, and I just don't know what to do in these situations anymore. Do I kiss her? Is that a third date thing? I don't know. But I decided to kind of go for it, and I went to kiss her, and she turned her head, and I ended up kissing her cheek.
All right, that's kind of an awkward end of the date.
Yeah. Do you guys think I screwed that up? I mean, should I not have tried to kiss her on the first date? I mean, should I have just been like, you know, cool, let's do a second date and call it good?
I don't know.
I mean, it depends on the situation, I guess. You
Well,
know?
first date kisses aren't what they used to be. I think it's more common nowadays.
And it's so hard for us to judge now because we know you got rejected.
Yeah.
Like, if we didn't know what was going to happen, I probably would have said go for it. But
now.
Jubal, what do you think I should have done?
I mean, I think maybe you moved too slow. Both you guys have kids. I mean, you guys should have just invited her back to your place. I mean, you guys have been there, done that before. It's not like, you know, it's not like new territory there as far as that's concerned.
Oh, you know, I didn't even think about that. Maybe I wasn't moving fast enough.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
like you say, you're really rusty at dating. I mean, is she back into the dating scene recently too? Like, maybe she's just rusty too, and she didn't know.
It seemed like she was a little bit more experienced in the dating thing. Like she had some kind of like, it seemed like she had done this before recently.
Okay.
But again, it was both of our first date, so and I didn't know if I had overstepped some bounds or anything like that. So.
Okay. Did you make plans to hang out again or anything?
Yeah, so before she left, I was just like, dude, you want to get together? At least, you know, we could do that play date with our kids. And she was like, yeah, of course, definitely.
And so what's happened since?
I've reached out to her a couple of times, and she hasn't really responded, even about like a play date, not even our own date.
And that's awkward because your kids are on the same baseball team.
Yeah, I mean, I'm bound to see her again.
Yeah.
So I was hoping you guys could help me out with this because I just don't know. It's racking my brain on like how I screwed this up somehow.
Okay. Well, we'll play a song and then come back and call her and get your second date, all right?
All right. Thank you.
Okay.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
You can find anything at Target. You can get towels, toiletry, groceries. You can find sad, dejected boyfriends following around their girlfriends on a Sunday afternoon.
Just defeated.
Hungover, wishing a Mack truck would drive through the wall and run them over and just end their misery. But enough about my experiences at Target. You can also find a date at Target if you know how to look, and that's exactly what happened to today's second dater, Amanda, who is on the phone. Hey, Amanda, how are you?
Hey guys, I'm good.
What's up? So, how does one find a date at Target?
Actually, I wasn't expecting anything. I was in the cleaning supply section, and this guy just kind of came up to me and, he kind of used like, oh, what kind of cleaning products do you use kind of line.
That always gets me going.
Yeah.
I know.
Hey.
Man.
Yeah.
Ooh, you throw some Simple Green on me?
Uh-oh.
Hello. So you guys bonded over cleaning supplies.
Pretty much. I mean, he came up to me and was asking me what kind of cleaning products do I use for my kitchen.
Ow.
And that was it,
I
huh?
was like, okay, this is a pickup line, but I'll go with it because he was cute.
Oh, so it was obvious that he was just trying to make conversation.
I think so. I mean,
Okay.
who comes to the cleaning section and starts asking people what kind of products they use?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe he had a real dilemma. Generic brand name.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I didn't know if maybe the two of you just thought it was so sexy to be talking about cleaning supplies that you had to go out.
How quickly did he move from cleaning supplies to let's go out on a date? Because that's got to be somewhat of an awkward transition.
No, I mean, we were talking for about maybe like 10, 15 minutes. And he's like, hey, do you want to grab some coffee? Which then coffee led into drinks. And I was like, yeah, it was actually, he was pretty smooth about it. I wasn't really awkward at all.
You get hit on a lot when you're out? Is this a normal thing for you, or is it?
I mean, sometimes I get catcalls, but, I don't get picked up at like Target or stores while I'm shopping.
So this was a new experience for you. If I were shopping at Target and somebody just came up and started hitting on me, I think it was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So what did you guys do on your date?
We went to this cafe, and we were going to have coffee, but then we both got hungry after we were chatting for a while, so we ended up going to a restaurant, having dinner, so it ended up being like a long, nice evening.
Wow.
Which is usually a great sign if things just keep continuing. What was the best part of it for you?
I just think we were laughing a lot. We had a lot in common. We both love outdoor sports, and everything went well till the end of the date, which was just awkward.
Until the end of the date.
Oh, man.
We spent like 4 or 5 hours together, which is a really long date. Had great conversation. We're laughing. And then in the end, I kind of thought he would go in for the kiss. And instead, he stuck his hand out and shook my hand.
Oh,
that's
He hand shook you?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
A guy handshaking a girl is very unusual.
Awkward.
How did that whole thing, explain to me how that happened? Because there are those times where you'll go to hug someone, but then you think they might want to shake, so you kind of do like a half shake and then half hug, and it's all messed up. But was it like that, or he literally was making an effort to handshake you and not hug you?
I almost stepped in for a hug, and he immediately took his hand out, so I kind of pulled back, and then I stuck my hand out and shook his hand. But this is what's weird. He saw me at Target, so I know he's not gay.
Yeah.
He picked me up. He asked me out. So he knows what I look like. It's not like we were online dating. He had no idea. So I just don't know what went wrong at the end of the day.
Well, after the handshake, did you guys make any plans to go out again, or did you drop hints at least?
He said, yeah, I'll call you. Let's go for a hike. And I was like, okay, sounds great.
So he even suggested the activity of going for a hike after handshake.
Right.
Weird.
Were you giving him weird signals, like maybe you weren't being very obvious that you were interested in him?
Well, no, I didn't pick up on any weird signs, and I didn't give him any bad signs. So I didn't feel that I did anything wrong, or I may have led him in the wrong direction. I just am confused.
Okay, so nothing weird happened on your date. Everything was perfectly normal, like you said. You guys were laughing, hanging out, and then at the end of it, you try to go in for a hug, and he just sticks out his hand and shakes your hand and
Shook it, yeah.
Don't write him off because of that, Amanda. He could have been nervous. He could not kiss on the first date.
I know, but at least give me a hug.
I know, but you found a guy that cleans. Don't give up on him.
yeah, the sexiest thing ever.
Well, I have given up on hope. I mean, it's been 2 weeks since he called me, and the last thing I remember is a handshake, so...
Okay, so that was going to be my next question. It's been 2 weeks since you went out with this guy.
Yeah.
And you haven't heard a single word after your handshake.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything.
All right, well, we'll play a song, come back, call him, get him on the phone, and get your second date update, okay?
Thank you.
Hang on.
Baby, I'm playing on you tonight. Hunt you down each Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
You know, Amanda, I don't want you to feel bad that your date ended in a handshake. Because, I don't know if you know this, but in a lot of cultures, a handshake is even more intimate than sex. Okay, I don't know exactly what cultures that exist in, but
Devout religious ones?
I just made it up right now and it sounded good to me. So don't feel bad that the guy you want us to call today ended your date by shaking your hand and not giving you a hug or a kiss.
Okay.
If you're just tuning into the second date update, Amanda wants us to call this guy named Danny. They met at Target. He hit on her. They went out, had a good time. She can't think of anything that went wrong on the date, but it did end with him giving her a handshake. Did it seem like he didn't want to touch you, or did it seem like a handshake was just normal for him to do?
I feel like he didn't want to touch me.
You feel like he didn't want to touch you. Okay.
But he offered the hiking after that. That's what the mixed messages have to be so confusing for you.
Yeah, it is. I just think maybe he had a personal issue that I don't know about, and I'm trying not to get personal.
Maybe he's like a germaphobe. He
That's
could
true.
be. You met him in the cleaning section at Target. That's a legit, that's actually a good theory. I just surprised myself with that. That might actually work. All right, well, I'm going to dial the phone number right now, see if we can get him on the phone, and hopefully find out what went wrong on your date and why he's not calling you back, okay? All right, here we go.
Hello?
Hey, I was looking for Danny.
Yeah, this is Danny.
Danny, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Good.
I'm calling you today because you recently went out on a date with one of our listeners, and they gave us your phone number and asked us to call you.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Her name is Amanda. She emailed us and told us about how you picked her up at a Target. She thought that was a really cute move, by the way, and told us a little bit about your date, said that she really liked you, but I guess it's been like 2 weeks now, and you're not returning her phone calls.
Uh-huh.
Would you mind maybe giving us some insight into why it's been 2 weeks and you haven't called Amanda back?
I guess I just can't see myself being in a relationship with her, and that's kind of what I'm looking for.
Is it because of something she did on the date, something she said?
I mean, I didn't get to know her really well, but she was kind of gross on our date.
How is she
gross?
How is she gross?
Just her manners. I'm not sure really like how she was raised, and it was kind of shocking to me.
Wow, I'm very curious now, Danny. Because according to her, your date was perfectly normal. She didn't do anything weird. The thing that she did say was strange about your date was how you shook her hand at the end. Is that why you shook her hand? Because you thought she was gross?
Yeah, I needed an exit.
Can you give me one specific thing?
Yeah.
Was she sloppy when she was eating her food? She not put her napkin on her lap? What specifically made you think that she's nasty?
Well, it was going fine, and like halfway through the meal, she grabbed my hand and she leaned over into my ear and whispered, "I'll be back in a few minutes.
Okay.
I have to honk out a dirt snake."
No, she did not say that on the first date. Are you kidding me?
You're lying about that, Danny.
That could not be real.
I swear to God.
And she
What was that
whispered
term again? What was that term again?
Oh, man. She said I have to honk out a dirt snake.
Was she being funny, or was like this a
That's
legit?
what I thought. I thought she was making a joke, and I just said, "Are you serious?" She just said, "No, really, I have to go download a brown load. I'll be back."
Stop
She had to have been joking then.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Come on, man. Like
I don't know one girl that would do that
way.
seriously.
she had to have been. She had to have been joking with you, Danny.
She was not. She left. She was gone for a few minutes. I mean, at the time, I couldn't eat. I lost my appetite. That's how serious she was being.
What did she say when she got back to the table? Like she had to have had a smile or been laughing.
Yeah, she had a smile, and she patted her belly, and she said, "It looks like someone dropped the kids off at the pool."
With it.
She's so good.
Oh my gosh. Was your face red?
I didn't know what to say, and she just jumped right back into her meal. And after a few minutes, she noticed, and she thought I didn't like it. She asked me if I didn't like the food, and I said, I just pretended I was feeling sick.
I would have been so grossed out. Like, I've been with my girlfriend like a year and a half now, and I don't even know that she does that still.
Oh my God.
And I don't ever plan on knowing that she does that. So, all right, Danny, I can understand why that would be a turnoff for you.
Yeah, that's why I shook her hand. I needed to get out of there.
All right. Danny, thank you very much for being honest. I'm sorry you had to endure that date.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, I'm sorry too, I guess. Is that all that you guys needed today, or?
Yeah, that's just about everything. I'll let her know. Actually, why don't you let her know what the problem was on the date? Because she's actually listening and on the other line right now.
Oh.
Amanda, did you actually say those things, or is he over-exaggerating?
Yeah, I said those things.
You did?
Amanda!
What?
Why?
Women do go to the bathroom, and I like to joke around a lot, and I said it in a joking manner, and I was going to be honest with him, you know?
Okay, so the lines that you used, those were jokes, but you really did have to do what you said you were doing?
Yes.
There's truth in every joke, Jubal.
But I don't know why you're being such a stickler about it. I mean, don't you go to the bathroom?
Yes, I do, but I don't tell people like that. I mean, you could have just said, I'm going to go to the restroom, or powder your nose, or whatever.
Yeah, say that.
But it wasn't a joke. I had to
Amanda!
Dude, I interrupt you, girl.
Amanda, you don't care at all, huh?
I mean, honestly, you want me to, would you rather me at the table be like, hey, I got to go
No, I don't think that's what Danny's saying.
No, you could have said, I have to go to the bathroom. To say it that way is if, like, I'm your brother and we're hanging out, you know.
Oh.
Well, I'm just descriptive. I'm a joking kind of person, and I'm descriptive, and so I, have fun.
I will say, I wish I had a little bit more Amanda in me, because I haven't even talked about poop with my husband, and we've been married.
Everyone, guys, be open-minded. Everybody does it. It's a part of our human biological, systems. Like, we all go to the bathroom.
Yeah, but we stopped talking like that when we turned 14.
Amanda, you're telling me no other guy you've dated before has had a problem with this?
No, my last boyfriend, he used to come out of the bathroom and we'd high-five.
Are you serious?
I bet we're going to get a ton of people on the text board who want to go out with you for this reason alone,
Probably.
Amanda. I mean, you're blunt and you're open.
Yeah, I'm honest, guys.
Yeah, I guess you're honest. I just, it's a first date. I mean, when you go out on a first date, you're supposed to, be a little more careful with what you say.
But shouldn't you know me for me? Why should I be hiding things?
Danny, you were attracted to her at one point. Couldn't you see the humor in it?
I mean, she whispered in my ear, dirt snake.
All right, good point.
Yeah.
Well, Danny, I would love to ask if you'll go on a second date with Amanda. We will pay for it.
I guess I can see where she's coming from, and it's great that she's so comfortable with herself, but I honestly can't stop thinking about dirt snake.
Okay, so, Amanda.
Listen, that's just me being who I am, and if he's not comfortable with it, then we're just not compatible.
Amanda, I really enjoyed meeting you, kind of, and, good luck.
Oh.
All right, no second date, Amanda. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm not sorry, guys. I'm not.
Yeah.
And you know what? Thank you for letting us all today learn a new phrase in the second date update.
Seriously.
Download a brown load will now be in my vernacular permanently.
Right,
Thank
and
you.
you guys will laugh about it later on.
Yes, we will, Amanda. Man, today's second date update has opened up the floodgates on our text message board at 78592. Texts in like this one. My wife sat on my lap and farted on me on our first date. It was love at first fart. We've been together for 6 years. We crap in front of each other all the time. It's Brooke and Jubal in the morning. I'm moving 92.5. Why are we getting texts like that? Well, because this girl named Amanda wanted to call this dude named Danny and find out why he wasn't calling her back after their date. She couldn't think of any reason why he wouldn't. Everything went great, except at the end of the night, he gave her a handshake. We called Danny, got him on the phone. Turns out that Amanda is very open with her bodily functions and even uses creative verbiage when telling you that she has to go to the bathroom. Things like on a first date, mind you, leaning over to the table going, hey, I'll be back. I got to go download a brown load. Just joking around with the guy about taking a number 2, and most people are not comfortable with that. I am one of those
Oh, my
people.
gosh.
I've been with my girlfriend about a year and a half now. Don't even know that she does it.
She doesn't.
prefer
Don't worry,
to
Jubal, she doesn't.
Never know that.
I remember
don't even
the-
really like knowing when my friends are going to do it. I just go ahead and take care of that business
There's a
yourself.
lot of people
One
on
of
the
my-
text board that are cool with it, though, that they say they
Oh
would
my
go
God.
out
No,
with
that's
her.
so many people.
Yeah.
Like, where is she? I'm ready for this girl to be my wife at 78592.
You guys realize she might talk about her time of the month with the same
Yeah, but she's
freedom.
funny.
Are you excited
She's
for that?
Funny.
It's
she's got a
funny.
sense of humor, and
Is that
some
a sense of
people
humor?
like that. Yeah, absolutely.
It's
I
funny,
can't do
like
it,
the
but
first
good for
couple
her.
times, but imagine being on her 5 years from now. You've been dating for 5 years, okay? After 5 years, nobody's attracted to each other anyway. And then you have to sit there and listen to her continue to make these jokes. You're just like, okay, it's got to stop at some point. Another text in at 78592. This chick is amazing. She's funny, open, hot enough to pick up. This guy is a total tool. Another one that
I see it.
I bet she's as dirty in bed as her dirty mouth.
I
All right,
think
but
you want
listen.
that kind of dirty.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's a different kind of dirty.
It might be bad. But everybody texting in at 78592, there's not a lot of people that are ripping her for being so open about having to take a
This
toozy
is the
in the middle of her date.
second date that I've ever been scarred. Like, I will never, ever
Oh,
forget the
come on.
term
It's definitely
snake.
not the first one I've been scarred, but yeah, that's
So funny.
I still wish I was more like her. I mean, the first time I farted in front of my husband was one of the most embarrassing moments.
You
of my
told
life.
us you like eat on the toilet and
Yeah.
keep the door open and talk to
Yeah,
each
but
other.
that's only with peeing, Lydia. Peeing is not gross.
But you still keep the door open and have chats with
You're
each other.
still
fine.
sitting on the toilet eating food talking to your husband, no matter what you're
So
doing.
don't worry, you're like her.
Yeah,
You guys-
you're pretty. You're fine.
Yeah.
You're exactly like this girl. Actually, you're probably
Closed.
worse.
Stay more closed, actually. That'd be more open.
You just wait. That is love right there, is what that is.
I don't know. I never want to be in love with him, that's for sure.